The power of forgiveness. Have you ever wondered why forgiveness matters so much? Because forgiveness sets you free. When you choose to forgive, you're not just being kind. You are unlocking a life without fear or anxiety. The moment you let go of resentment or guilt, you begin to reclaim your energy, your peace, and your future. Whether you're forgiving someone else or yourself, you're giving yourself permission to move forward, to grow, and to become the person you were always meant to be. Forgiveness breaks the chains of negative thoughts and emotions. It frees your mind, it lightens your heart, and it gives you the power to build a better life. Even your most practical goals, getting a better job, earning more, building healthier relationships, or living in a more beautiful place, can be reached more easily when you're not weighed down by emotional baggage. Because every grudge, every wound you hold on to drains you. It's like riding a bike with the brakes on. No matter how hard you push, you just can't move forward the way you want to. But when you forgive, you release that brake. You accelerate toward the life you dream of. The choices you make, the beliefs you hold, the risks you're willing to take, all of them are shaped by what you carry inside. If you're holding on to pain, you're holding yourself back. But if you choose forgiveness, you choose freedom. You choose clarity. You choose joy. So today, give yourself the gift of letting go. Forgive, and watch your life transform. 4 steps to forgiveness. A powerful way to change your life for the better. The 4 steps to forgiveness offer you a simple, powerful method to begin transforming your life, quickly and easily. These steps can lead to deep, meaningful change, not just on the surface, but from within. Their power lies in their simplicity. So don't overthink it. Just begin, and you'll see the difference for yourself. These steps can be used for any kind of hurt, big or small. But the best way to begin is with the small things, the little wounds. Practice there until you get the feel of it. In fact, it's often wise not to try forgiving someone who has deeply hurt you until you've gained some experience and understanding of the process. See the chapters on difficult forgiveness and reconciliation. Start with something manageable. Think of a small incident you want to forgive, and try these steps. The 4 steps to forgiveness. The most effective way to do this is by writing them down, at least until you become comfortable with the process. Step 1. Identify who you need to forgive and what they did. Be honest. Don't sugarcoat it. Acknowledge what happened. Step 2. Acknowledge how you truly feel about the situation. This is where healing begins. Don't say what sounds nice. Say what's real. Feel it. Then, express your willingness, just a little, to let go of those emotions. Step 3. Reflect on what you gain from forgiveness. Think about how your life will change for the better. Sadness can become joy. Anger can turn into peace. The heaviness you carry can become lightness and relief. If you're unsure of the benefits, just choose a few positive emotions you'd like to feel more of, like happiness, calm, confidence. Imagine what it would feel like to be free. That's your reward. Step 4. Commit to forgiving. Say it clearly that you intend to forgive. Then acknowledge and accept the benefits that forgiveness brings into your life. You'll often finish the 4 steps looking something like this. Example: let's say your friend John has been avoiding you, and you don't know why. I am willing to forgive John for avoiding me. I now choose to release my feelings of sadness, anger, and fear. I acknowledge that forgiving John will help me feel happier, healthier, and more at peace. I commit to forgiving John, and I welcome the peace and freedom that forgiveness brings. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting, it's about freeing yourself. And today, that freedom can begin with just 4 simple steps. Example 2. In this example, someone's girlfriend, Janet, has ended their relationship. I am willing to forgive Janet. Right now, I choose to let go of feelings of regret, abandonment, and fear. I acknowledge that forgiving Janet benefits me. I will feel clearer, happier, and more open to building better relationships in the future. I commit to forgiving Janet, and I welcome the peace and freedom that forgiveness brings. Example 3. In this example, someone has been fired from their job. I am willing to forgive my boss for letting me go. Right now, I choose to release my feelings of anger, sadness, injustice, and frustration. I acknowledge that forgiving my boss benefits me. I will feel more positive, more joyful, and more likely to find a better job in the future. I commit to forgiving my boss, and I embrace the peace and freedom that come with forgiveness. Step 1. Who and what reflect on the person you need to forgive, and why. Then complete the following sentence. I am willing to forgive. For spo, kar isi. This helps clarify the person you are forgiven and what you are forgiving them for. Step 2. Acknowledge and begin to release the emotional block. Write a sentence identifying the emotions you associate with the situation, such as anger, hurt, fear, jealousy, resentment, or revenge. Right now, I choose to release my feelings of ditadi. Step 3. The benefits of forgiveness. List the reasons why you want to forgive. Then turn that into a sentence highlighting the benefits. Ask yourself, how will I feel after forgiving? How will my attitude shift? How might my behavior change? This helps to awaken your motivation and desire to forgive. I acknowledge that forgiving this situation will benefit me, and I will feel. Step 4. Commitment to forgiveness. Create an affirmation that declares your intention to forgive. This step is about owning your choice to live from a higher, wiser place. I commit to forgiving. And I accept the peace and freedom that forgiveness brings. Example, I commit to forgiving Janet, and I accept the peace and freedom that forgiveness brings. Putting it all together. Your forgiveness statement. Now combine your sentences into one powerful declaration of healing. Take action. Decide how long you'll commit to practicing the 4 steps, 7 days, 21 days, etc., and how many times each day you will engage with them. Aim to do them at least 3 times per session. Writing the steps down if possible, or saying them out loud, or silently in your mind. As you repeat the steps, you may notice your emotion shifting. Perhaps anger softens into sadness, or resentment turns into understanding. If that happens, simply update your words to reflect your real emotions in that moment as accurately as you can. You might also find that after going through the steps several times, your desire to forgive becomes stronger. That's a beautiful sign, especially if it comes from realizing all the good that forgiveness can bring to you and to those close to you. Over time, you may not feel the need to go through all 4 steps every time. You might find that simply declaring your intention to forgive is enough. That's perfectly okay. Let the process guide you naturally. As part of releasing yourself from old emotions, you might feel called to express what you're feeling. Maybe by talking with a trusted friend, or even seeking support from a counselor. Unexpected feelings or long-buried memories might surface. Let them pass through you, or seek help if needed. If you believe in a higher spiritual power, it's natural to want that presence involved in your journey toward forgiveness. Feel free to add a simple line like, I ask for God's help in forgiving and setting myself free, or I welcome and accept God's grace in helping me forgive. Step 1. Applying Step 1. The key to Step 1 is to clearly acknowledge that you want to forgive someone, and to admit what exactly you want to forgive them for. This helps you move beyond denial and into a place of acceptance, so you can begin doing something about it. It's important not to try to sound polite or nice here. Be honest with how you truly feel. If you think someone stole my girlfriend, then say that, at least in your mind. But try not to exaggerate the outcome, like, they ruined my life forever. A little drama is okay internally, but keep it grounded. As you work through the steps a few times, you'll probably find that your emotions and words naturally evolve. That's part of the healing process. Sometimes we feel we can't forgive someone unless they apologize first, or we fear that forgiving someone means they'll hurt us again. If so, this may be a case for hard forgiveness, which may involve a separate process of reconciliation. If you're open to the idea, go ahead and work through the 4 steps anyway. If not, start with something easier for now. If you're working on forgiving yourself, please see How to Forgive Yourself. Step 2. Applying Step 2. Step 2 is about recognizing how the painful emotions from the event are still showing up in your thoughts, your body, and your actions. Just like Step 1, it's crucial to identify what you're truly feeling, because the more honest you are, the more power you give yourself to heal. If you're not sure what you're feeling, just take a guess. As you go through the steps a few times, you'll gain more clarity. You can even use physical sensations to describe your emotional state. For example, I release the tightness in my chest, or I express the numbness I feel inside. These are especially helpful if your emotions are unclear, but you're aware of physical discomfort. As clarity grows, start including emotional labels as well. If your feelings are vague, don't worry. Say something like, I release this fuzzy, cold emptiness, or I release this unclear, unsatisfied feeling. Even vague emotions can lead to big breakthroughs. Don't let uncertainty hold you back. If this step feels too overwhelming right now, consider working on an easier issue and returning to this one later. You might also reach out to a trusted friend or a counselor for support. Alternatively, you can move lightly through this step and focus more on the others to see if that helps bring your emotions into clearer focus. Step 3. Applying Step 3. In Step 3, you focus on the benefits of releasing your painful feelings about the situation. Imagine how you will feel and act once you are free of the emotional weight. Picture how much lighter and brighter your life can be. Imagine how this healing will ripple out and uplift the people around you. In this step, you begin to understand forgiveness, not as weakness, but as strength, a choice to let go of suffering and replace it with joy, peace, and freedom. When this realization clicks, you'll start to feel the true power of forgiveness, and your desire to follow through will grow. Usually, the benefits of forgiveness are the opposite of the pain you're holding on to. It's best to express benefits in a positive form, like peace instead of not angry, or joy instead of less sad. If you're unsure what your specific benefits might be, just list what you'd love to have in your life right now: peace, happiness, confidence, abundance. If you're using physical sensations to describe what you want to release, you can simply express their opposites in this step. For example, numbness might turn into vibrancy, or tightness into ease and spaciousness. Your benefits can also include very practical outcomes. You'll feel more confident, or it'll be able to attract a better job, or it'll create a happy new relationship. The more appealing your benefit, the more motivated you feel to let go and forgive. Step 4. Applying Step 4. In Step 4, you make your intention to forgive official and specific. You might not feel fully ready. You might still have doubts. That's okay. Just try it. Forgiveness is one of those rare things where even a tiny bit of willingness can create big results. At first, it's best to keep it simple. I accept the peace and freedom that forgiveness brings, or I welcome the healing and joy that come with letting go. Later on, you can include some of the benefits you identified in Step 3. For example, if you're forgiving something work-related and you know it will help you land a better job, you can say, I accept the peace of forgiveness and the blessings of a joyful work relationship and a new opportunity. Or, I welcome the joy in my current role and the possibility of something even better. If these benefits feel too material or don't resonate with your values, leave them out. Focus on what feels true and empowering to you. Sometimes you'll want to linger on this step, especially if you feel a surge of freedom or clarity while doing it. Repeating Step 4 more than the others is totally okay. It might become your mantra. It's also very powerful to turn Step 4 into a spoken affirmation that you repeat aloud or in your mind several times a day. Picture how you'll think, feel, and act once you've fully let go. Let that vision inspire you. Forgiveness and karma. As you journey through the 4 steps of forgiveness, you'll notice a profound shift beginning to take root. Each time you return to Step 1, after having worked through the others, your desire to forgive often becomes clearer and stronger. Your emotions become more defined in Step 2, and the benefits you envision in Step 3 become more vivid. With every cycle through these steps, you're not just revisiting a process, but you are building a resilient and empowered spirit of forgiveness. You might even imagine it like a modern vacuum cleaner that uses a cyclone to clear away the dust. Except here, each repetition through the steps creates a powerful emotional vortex, clearing away the old patterns of pain and suffering. The more consistently you practice, the stronger and more effective this inner cleansing becomes. And here's the beauty of it. The more you use these steps, the more potent they become, even when applied to completely different situations. As you begin to experience the liberating power of forgiveness, you'll find yourself becoming more forgiving by nature. Your capacity to let go, to heal, and to rise will grow stronger, even toward people or events unconnected to your past experiences. In this way, forgiveness evolves into something effortless. It becomes not just a choice, but a way of being, and as your heart opens wider, life responds in kind, bringing peace, freedom, and a deeper connection with the true strength that lies within you. Guilt and shame. Guilt makes us feel that we've done something wrong. Shame makes us feel that we are something wrong. To truly forgive ourselves, it helps to understand the essential difference between guilt and shame. These two emotions are often spoken of together, as if they are one and the same. But in truth, they are deeply different. Guilt arises when we've acted in ways that conflict with our values. It's a response to what we've done. Shame, on the other hand, emerges when we feel as if something is wrong with who we are. Guilt says, I did something bad. Shame says, I am bad. Recognizing this difference is vital. Because to fully forgive ourselves, we must be willing to face and release both our guilt and our shame. Sometimes, a single experience might stir up both emotions, but the path to healing each is not the same. We release guilt by letting go of the need to punish ourselves. We allow ourselves to move beyond self-judgment and abandon the quiet urge to hurt or diminish ourselves. We can support this process through making amends, offering sincere apologies, and practicing self-forgiveness. These steps may also begin to heal parts of our shame. But to truly release shame, something more is needed. Healing shame requires reconciliation with ourselves. Shame dissolves as we build a healthier, more compassionate relationship with who we are, especially with the parts we've labeled as weak, broken, or unworthy. To let go of unhealthy shame, we must become our own ally, our own safe haven. This means giving voice to the parts of us that have been silenced, judged, or pushed aside. It means recognizing and stepping back from relationships that harm or diminish us, while choosing to surround ourselves with those who uplift and respect us. It also means letting go of the fear that we're somehow unworthy of love, because we are not. Releasing shame is, at its core, learning to be a kind, gentle, and loyal friend to ourselves. And when we can do that, even just a little, we begin to rise. We begin to shine. The cycle of shame can be a quiet force that drives us to do the very things we later regret. It can fuel our addictions, feed our bad habits, and lead us into patterns of behavior that feel compulsive or overwhelming. When left unchallenged, shame becomes self-sustaining, a cycle that saps our strength and distorts our choices. When we feel deeply ashamed of who we are, we feel weakened. We become more reactive, more easily angered, and more likely to act in ways that reinforce that same shame. In this way, shame can be even more powerful and destructive than guilt alone. Shame also distorts our relationships. It pushes us to blame others quickly, to point fingers rather than reflect. It clouds our ability to forgive not just ourselves, but others too. And tragically, shame spreads when someone burdened with shame tries to deflect it onto others, often unconsciously. They perpetuate a toxic chain reaction. In communities, organizations, or faith groups, when leaders carry unresolved shame, it can seep into the very culture, breeding judgment, blame, and emotional distance. We often deny ourselves the things we most long for, not because we don't desire them, but because deep down, we don't believe we deserve them. Even when that belief is completely unfounded, shame whispers otherwise. Yet those unfulfilled desires do not disappear. Instead, they go underground, emerging as addictions, compulsions, and self-sabotage. And so, the shame cycle continues,